Hello and welcome to One Cool Thing, PC Mag's daily show where we show you one cool thing which we are testing out here in the PC Mag Labs. I'm Sasha Segan, this is Will Greenwald. If you are watching us live on Facebook, then we have Social Pete here to take your comments and questions and generally start a discussion. We love having the live online discussion with the unexpected questions, so throw them at us. If you are watching us later on YouTube, then please like and subscribe. We have a new One Cool Thing every workday here in the United States at PC Mag Labs, where we have all the cool things. Our cool thing today is this. It is the Sonos Beam. It is a bar of sound. It is a pretty good speaker.
Yeah, it's a pretty good speaker.
Okay.
Its main whole deal is that it can use Amazon's voice assistant, Alexa. What's the weather in New York tomorrow?
Here's the forecast for tomorrow in New York. Look for mostly sunny weather, with a high of 92 degrees and a low of 71 degrees.
Oh, that's great. It is the second Sonos device to have Alexa built in. It's after the Sonos One, which is their small sort of introductory, one-piece speaker. It's part of Sonos' sound system, so it has multi-room support. You can actually pair this with a Sonos subwoofer or two Sonos Play Ones or Sonos Ones for surround sound and more bass. This is, as a single device, designed more for like smaller and medium-sized TVs. It is not the biggest soundbar you can get, but it is the one that has Alexa on it, while Sonos' bigger ones, the Play Bar and Play Bass, don't.
Now, is this the first Alexa-enabled soundbar, or are there other Alexa-powered soundbars?
There are others. There is the Polk Command Bar. I believe JBL has one. We're looking through all of them right now, but this is one of the first we've gotten into the lab, and it's very capable. We've seen an increasing number of these third-party Alexa devices in the last year or two, and they work pretty well. They're not like as full-featured as the first-party Echo speakers. Like, you can't do Amazon's drop-in calling, which I don't know anyone who uses or is even aware that it exists, and you can't change the wake word of it, but they're really kind of minor, like, inconveniences compared to all the things you can do with Alexa on this type of speaker.
Yeah, I think one of the things I would be concerned with here in getting a third-party Alexa device is whether there is the possibility to be left behind as Amazon adds new features. Do the new features typically come into these devices as time goes on?
Well, the vast majority of the new features come through third-party skills and abilities anyway, and third-party integrations. Amazon itself, they sometimes add some functionality to Alexa, but it isn't a whole lot compared to what other companies are letting the voice assistant do. So it really isn't that big a risk. Alexa, as it was, is pretty much the same as Alexa is right now. I'll turn this off.
Now, of course, we keep saying her name, and therefore Alexa keeps on trying to wake up. We pressed the mute button here to stop her from waking up. Now, this isn't just a Alexa, it's also a Sonos. And for those of us who are not necessarily familiar with Sonos, the first thing that struck me when I was looking at the back of this, and I'm not going to show it on the camera because it's a black on black problem, but there's a HDMI in here, and there's an Ethernet jack, but there's no 3.5 in.
No, although for a lot of soundbars, or at least a good chunk of soundbars, you're not always going to have a 3.5 in. And while it isn't on the back, this does have optical. It comes with a adapter, HDMI 2 optical, so you can still run an optical connection, but you can't use like a 3.5 millimeter connection from your phone. You need to use the Sonos app to, it works with Spotify Connect, Google Play plays directly, Tidal plays directly. They're actually going to add later this month AirPlay 2, so you'll have like full Siri and stuff.
So you can cast to this through apps other than the Sonos app. You don't have to use the Sonos app to cast to it.
Yeah, but you still need the app installed to set this up and to control it and change any settings. So you still need to have the app there. You just don't always need to go through it for a lot of major services.
So now you've got the app loaded on your phone. So let's fire up some music and see how it sounds. Now there's some nice bass there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It isn't great bass, honestly. There's a reason you can pair this with Sonos' subwoofer, which is actually almost twice as expensive as this. This is $400. The sub is $700, and you cannot set it up with a non-Sonos subwoofer. So they're very much insular. You need to use a Sonos device to expand this. We have a question.
What happens if you drop ketchup on it? Is there any sort of waterproof or anything like that?
No waterproofing, but like the top panel is pretty flat, so if you just, unplug it so the touch-sensitive controls don't happen, you can probably just wipe it off.
No, I will
This is a cloth grill, so I wouldn't get ketchup on that because you're not going to really easily remove it and wash it.
Now, I will point out that this is a sound bar, and so it's meant to sit directly in front of your large TV. And so I'm really curious about the ergonomics of why you would be standing here eating a hamburger this far from the TV in such a way that your ketchup would drop onto the sound bar.
It happens.
I'm really curious about that lifestyle.
What's
Okay,
the next question?
Let's take another question.
Does it support Pandora?
Well, yeah, it does support Pandora. Tune in, like Sonos is
Alexa supports Pandora.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But Sonos's entire multi-platform, multi-room streaming service, it is insular in that it only works with Sonos devices. You need Sonos speakers to use it. But it supports 50 different streaming services. So if you have any favorite streaming service, is probably going to work either integrated in that app or through the Sonos app. So you'll be able to stream to it.
What if you want to create a surround sound system from your TV?
You'll need to pair it with the Sonos One. 2 of those for rear channels. It provides the 3.1 on itself, so adding 2, you get 5. You should also add a subwoofer if you want to really expand it, so you get the really low bass, because this does struggle for very, very low frequencies, but that's normal for a speaker this size.
But you can also go bit by bit. Like if you don't have all the money at once, you could get this, and then you could get the 2 Sonos Ones, and then you could save up and get the subwoofer.
Yeah, you could.
Okay. Let's take another question.
To clarify something, you don't need another Sonos system in order to use this.
Not at all. Like any Sonos speaker, besides the subwoofer, can stand alone. You just have a single Sonos One in one room, then you have a Sonos system. And if you want to have it in other rooms, if you want to pair 2 Sonos Ones together, if you want to pair this with more Sonos Ones, just have different mishmashes of Sonos speakers in different rooms. The app supports that, so you can basically group speakers together and play to the entire house, to individual rooms, to individual speakers. That's pretty much what the entire platform is based on, and it's something Sonos has been doing very well for years.
But also now, this being a soundbar
Yeah.
specifically for TVs, your
Right.
TV doesn't need to be a smart TV, right? You
No.
don't need to be running a Sonos app on the TV, because that's what it starts to sound like.
Nope. It works directly through HDMI, through the audio return channel, ARC, or it has a adapter so you can use optical audio. If you use the straight HDMI connection, it actually supports HDMI CEC, so you can directly control it, control the volume through your TV remote. And if you use the optical, you can actually manually program your TV's infrared commands to change the volume on this. There's a part in the app that lets you set it so you can still use your remote to control the volume, which is good because it doesn't actually have its own remote.
Now, for the people who came in late, let's play a couple more seconds of music on there.
Recollect me, darling, raise me to your lips, to undernourished egos, irritating hips, hold it to me, darling.
Yeah, it's a pretty full sound.
I've been on a massive attack kick lately.
Okay, and it does sound appropriately massive. Now, does it only come in white?
It also comes in black.
Okay, which is more likely to match with your inevitably black TV.
Depends. I mean, depends on the surrounding area. There's a reason a lot of Apple stuff is straight white because it goes with anything just like black. Just however you like it, they're both really neutral colors, so you're not going to have an issue with clashing.
Okay. So another question out there.
Sorry if you mentioned this earlier. Is Spotify supported too?
Yep, Spotify Connect is on here, so you can just stream straight from your Spotify app.
And it's also, once again, you can stream straight from your Spotify app, but you can also ask Alexa to play your Spotify if you have the Spotify subscription.
You might be able to. I know that when these third-party speakers come out, at first, Spotify support through voice control tends to lag behind a little bit, is usually added later in a patch. We saw that in the Sonos One. We saw that in a couple other third-party speakers. I'm not certain if Spotify through Alexa is supported on this right now, but it probably will be in the future, if not.
Yeah, and we can't test that right now because I know that our Alexa account that we use to test devices is defaults to Amazon Music.
Yep.
And so everything that would come in here would come in through Amazon Music or through the TV that would be plugged in or through the phone that's plugged in here. Let's take another question.
If you put a cup of water on it, would it make ripples like in Jurassic Park? Is that a bass measurement?
No, probably not. For that, you'd really need the subwoofer because you're not going to get physical shaking, the whole room rumbling thing until you get lower than, I want to say 60 hertz.
The bass is not that bold.
Yeah.
It's just bold compared to the speakers built into your television.
I think this drops off around 200 hertz, so you need a subwoofer for that sort of rumble.
Yeah. So now, how does the price here compare to other similar soundbars?
It's pretty good. $400, which is pretty much in line with a soundbar of sort of this size and quality, brand recognition. We've seen less expensive subwoofers. I believe the Polk Signa S1 is $150 and has a separate subwoofer. Has Bluetooth, doesn't have multi-room, so it's a lot simpler. But Sony soundbars in the same vein, a little bit more. LG, Philips. It's pretty common to see soundbars in sort of the $300 to $600 range that work fairly well.
Yeah, and this is a well-known, reliable quality brand. Now, it's Alexa. Do they have any plans for bringing Google Assistant into this, or is it Alexa only?
They have plans to eventually add Google Assistant, but they also have plans to add Google Assistant to the Sonos One, and we saw that last year, and it still isn't on there yet. So it'll happen when it happens, but until then, this is just an Alexa speaker.
Are there good options out there for Google Assistant compatible soundbars?
I would actually have to check, but I am not certain right now.
Okay.
There might be a JBL one, but Alexa seems to be like the more favored one, but it's still voice assistant, hands-free on a soundbar is a very new category.
Okay. Any more questions out there?
You can get this anywhere right now? This is.
It should be on sale now. It is, I believe, available directly through Sonos. You can get it online. It's available.
I presume it is available through Amazon because Amazon makes Alexa-compatible devices generally pretty available.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Actually, yeah, you can see right here on our review, it says Amazon, $399, free shipping. You click there, it goes through to Amazon, you buy it on Amazon.
I'm going to go into more details on the review, too. So.
Right, because Amazon wants to sell you Alexa gadgets. So, we have a full review of the Sonos Beam. It is a 4-star soundbar here, and we gave it Editor's Choice for... Now, what subcategory of soundbars is that in? Smart soundbars?
Sure. I mean, if we want to talk about subcategories, let's not. This is a small, reasonable soundbar. It isn't budget priced. It has neat features. It is one-piece, standalone, no subwoofer. And for that price range, for the value proposition, for the features you get, yeah, this is something we can recommend, and so it is an Editor's Choice.
Terrific. If you want to read more about the Sonos Beam, including how it came out sounding on various different kinds of music coming from a TV or other sound sources, please look at our full review up on PCMag.com right now. Thank you all for watching. This has been One Cool Thing with PCMag.com. If you're watching us on Facebook, we will be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow with another cool thing. If you're watching us on YouTube, then we will be back every day. Just keep on checking back. Please like and subscribe, and you will keep on finding out about more cool things for you.
We got a question. Hold on.
One last question.
Oh, can you play sound via Wi-Fi instead of HDMI?
Yeah, Sonos is Wi-Fi based.
Yes.
So, you go through the app. There's also Windows and OS X, so you can basically play from your desktop as well. You just need the app on it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you all very much for watching. This has been One Cool Thing, and we'll see you tomorrow.